Well, how we doing on a Saturday? Hope everybody survived the Friday the 13th day of fun. How we all doing today? It's gonna be a beautiful day today. I gotta tell you, I had a lot of fun working the last 7 nights straight, and damn, I am tired. Got a couple of videos I'm editing, range footage. Got to go to the range, spent quite a few hours at the range, and had a whole lot of fun at the range, and everything went wrong. But a good day at the range means a good day at the range. Oh, Joe, sorry to hear about that. Prayers to you, my brother. Oh, definitely not a good way to spend a Friday the 13th. But definitely prayers to you, my friend. Oh, man, the world is getting crazy out there. Can't hardly wake up into a new day without a new war somewhere. Half sober. Oh. Oh. Well, it's another beautiful day. Another great day. Oh. So I got range videos coming. More range videos. I don't know why my camera recorded everything mirror image. And that is different to look at because I'm not left-handed and the rifles aren't left-handed, but the videos are in mirror image and I don't know how to fix that because I'm a boomer. Computers are not my specialty. They're not my thing, but it's all good. Hijack the TV. That sounds like a good place to be, my friend. Good place to be. Oh. So I started editing a video last night about my 303 British, and I had terrible luck with my 303 British at the range. My brain decided not to work, and I was trying to bore sight it, and I was doing the exact opposite of bore sighting because setting up bore sighting is exactly opposite of regular sighting, and my brain didn't want to play. Yes, using PPU hollow point boat tails. And yep, I had only brought 30 rounds just to get some patterns on paper and went through all 30 rounds just trying to get it onto paper. And yep. So that was that. My 6.5 is shooting really good, but groups aren't there, and I think the scope might be not happy. If it's old enough, it's actually a brand new rebarrel on a P14. So never really used the bottlenose bullets, but this one should shoot really good. It's a brand new barrel. Should be really nice. I hope. But I got to shoot a whole lot. Got to shoot the 4570 and the optic broke. And I got to shoot the 6.5 and the optic might be broke. And got to shoot my 303 British and wasted a bunch of ammo. And then I just busted out my my old faithful, the well, not really old faithful, it's brand new. My brand new red and black Remington Mosin, and got some decent groups on paper, and I'll have that video coming up shortly. If my vodka-soaked brain isn't remembering stuff, I think they never updated the P14 to newer mark of 303. That I don't know. They did use the P14 quite successfully as a sniper rifle in World War II. They did go through a whole lot of stuff prior to World War II, but they were not fielded nearly as widely as standard Lee Enfield SMLE. So I don't know if they did get updated or not. Should be a moot point with a new barrel and a good, nice, fresh, tight chamber. But that I don't know. But all in all, still a good day at the range. I made a lot of things go bang. Nothing didn't go bang or go bang in the bad way. So I call it still a good day at the range. And of course, my ears are still ringing because I'm not smart enough to remember my ear protection every time. And yeah, that just happens. Yeah, it is chambered for the Spitzer bullets. It's chambered for the standard modern 303. So, but all that is fantastic. And like I said, that video will be coming out hopefully tomorrow or the day after. I've only got a couple of days off before another long stretch of work fun. So I've got that to look forward to. I did also talk to my gunsmith. The barrel is finished on my PSL. The PSL is almost ready to go bang, and that's got me so happy and excited. Couldn't begin to tell you. I am absolutely excited for my PSL and working through the issues, getting that just dialed in nicely will be fun. I love PSLs. I just don't like them doing PSL things. I've been getting all my chores and stuff done, taking a few days off. Yeah, I get 2 days off, and I'm back. And what it looks like will probably be 8 days straight. Beer industry is going very, very strong, and we're making a lot of beer, having a lot of fun. But how about these new wars? Anybody have Israel sneak attack by Hamas on their bingo card this week? Man, that was brutal. I gotta tell you, there's they absolutely do drink in unstable times. Actually, the alcohol industry is one of the weird ones. There really is no lull time in the alcohol industry. And what we would call the lull time is like through the dead of winter. Through the dead of winter, there's a little bit of a lull, but good times, people drink. Bad times, people drink. And it is a remarkably resilient industry. But right now we're killing it. We're working nonstop. So best boozing when it's cold out. Holy crap, man. Supposed to do that in the summertime. Summertime is supposed to be boozing times. Then again, being stuck inside, I guess that could be understandable too. But yeah, we're jumping in the beer industry. And honestly, I'm glad for the stability. It is fantastic to have that stability, and it's good. It's very good. I come out of the automotive trade, so automotive trade is terribly unstable. But oh my Lanta, I got to tell you, this this new war really really kind of bothers me on a whole lot of levels. There's way too many conflicts popping up around the world, and I don't see I don't see an end to it anytime soon. I've been saying for a long time that, you know, people are, it's been a long time since there's been a worldwide bloodletting, and I think people are just getting too uppity, too itch. It's a terrible thing to watch. Obviously, that attack was absolutely horrendous and uncalled for and everything, and I'm all some things aren't easy to solve. They really aren't. I don't know what to say about it, but you know, I think this world needs a whole lot more peace and a whole lot more understanding and a whole lot less jump to just freaking massacres. But the reality is the reality. I mean, that's human nature. I don't think we're going to get out of human nature anytime soon. And with that, I think we're heading towards conflicts that nobody wants. And I don't know if you can stop that train. There's too many conflicts, too many hurt feelings, too much butt hurt. But I think the best is to just stay up and stay knowledgeable about it. Yesterday I thought it was kind of a joke yesterday with the National Day of Jihad or whatever. Yeah, I you know, I'm not one to make predictions. I'm not one that busts out my crystal ball. It's always seemed to be broken, but I mean, we've got a war in Ukraine. We've got Azerbaijan invading Armenia. We've got Hamas doing Hamas things, and honestly, after that attack, I'd be feeling a calling for blood. You know, it's from halfway around the world. It's easy to play, you know, the armchair general, but you know, I feel worse for all the innocents. There's innocents on both sides. The innocents are the ones that pay. You know, the militaries are there to fight. The militants are there to fight. The military is there to fight. The innocents get caught in the crossfire. It is what it is. It is what it always has been. But it seems like there's too many places in the world that just want to fight. And I don't know if we can put the brakes on that. As a wild ass guess, I mean, where's the tipping line between a policing action and all out war? You know, where's the where's the dividing line? I don't know. It's Europe's falling apart. Turkey's getting uppity. Hungary's getting uppity. Germany's talking about rearming itself. Japan's talking about rearming itself. I don't think it'll go bad for the Israeli arms industry. Israeli arms industry is top notch, always has been. They've had to depend on themselves for so very long. I don't see the arms industry hurting at all in Israel. Probably, actually, sadly enough, I'm not a fan of arms industry, but I am a fan of arms industry. Kind of a weird conundrum. I'm not the bloodthirsty military type. I'm for a strong military that sits there and does nothing. I'm all about that. But when it comes down to it, it's a boom for all the arms industries. Oh, for us, yeah, everything's going to jack up the prices. There's nothing that's going to save us. Come on now. I think we all know this. I started finally hearing people talking about stuff from Serbia drying up. I don't know. I have not heard recently about the export ban from Serbia, so I don't know what's going to be happening there. And like I've said many times, I shoot Serbian PPU as my primary go-to. I shoot mostly milsurp stuff, and PPU is my go-to. They make pretty much all the milsurp stuff, and they do it very high quality, very high standards. They shoot very well. I recommend PPU to everybody. But it's starting to dry up. I don't know if they've resumed exporting or if they're going to continue. Yeah, I'm starting to see prices go up and availability going down. So it's a good thing I spent the last few years kind of stockpiling what I've got. I've got good stockpiles. For what I shoot, I've got pretty good stockpiles of PPU in everything I need it in, except probably 8mm Mauser, but there's a lot of PPU 8mm Mauser out there. I probably should start getting on that. I actually only have a couple of 8mm Mausers, and I've never shot any of them, not even once. So I only have a few boxes of 8mm Mauser, but I've never shot them. Every time I go to the range, never remember my Mausers. How do you have guns you've never shot? I don't get it. But yeah, mine aren't anything special. They're not collectors. They're not anything special. They're mismatched World War II refurb. One of them's a junked up Bubba rifle that I kind of tried to build back. Maybe I'll do a video on it. But I've never shot any of my 8mm Mausers. But yeah, I think Europe's going to start focusing on Europe, and they're going to start keeping arms and ammo in Europe. Domestically, our ammo manufacturing is, if it's not 9mm or 5.56 or 308, domestically we really don't seem to care. A lot of stuff is going to go by the wayside, and that's where I'm hoping, if everything goes well, getting a 06 ammunition manufacturer's license. I'm going to start making mostly just surplus stuff, because if we've got PPU coming out and denying export, or Serbia denying export of arms and ammo, it's going to hurt the milsurp people the most. And that's really where I sit. I love my milsurps. They're my fun toys. As always, tools and toys, don't mix them. Don't mix them up. Milsurps are the toys. Yeah, I think one thing that really came to mind is this should eviscerate the entire gun control movement. The entire gun control movement is dead as far as I'm concerned. You look at the population. I think I read one report that Israelis were allowed to keep one handgun per household. What the technical fuck is that about? You live in like one of the worst war zone areas in the world. Constant attacks, constant people. You're done. Don't talk to me about gun control no more. I don't know if you saw, but Council on Future Conflicts. If you don't watch it, it's a great podcast. I think these guys are absolutely spot on with everything. They're very, very smart individuals. But they were showing pictures of our southern border, people standing, 10 deep for miles, it seems like, and they're all military aged men with fresh, high and tight haircuts. I got to tell you, that's very concerning photograph. And it actually was a video, but yeah, it's that's I don't know what. We don't know what. They don't know what. What the hell is crossing the border? No, gun control's dead. You're fucking dead. Coffin's been ordered. Hole's been dug. You're going in the ground. Gun control is over. Watching that freaking attack on Israel, nobody being able to defend themselves, we're done. We're not talking anymore. No more. And that's why I've got my tools. The tools are the most important thing in the world. For me, I've got my tried and true. Not an AR guy. Really not. But that's my go-to. AR-10. Not a huge pistol guy, but I've got my defense pistols. Let me tell you, you got your toys. I love my bolt actions. They're absolutely my favorites. But my tools do the work. We've got cities out of control, burning down. People completely, I don't even know what. We're completely unable to manage our own cities, completely unable to manage our own people. We don't know who's flooding across the southern border. We're constantly breaking this record, breaking that record. Everything's, got to tell you, nope, gun control's dead. Don't even come talking to me. Yeah, it's, as sad as it is. I mean, like, my favorites, my bolt actions, they're useless. Absolutely useless. Unless you want to be sniper. No, you're outgunned. Period. The end. You might get one shot off. Maybe. They're heavy. They're bulky. They're not easy for quick sight acquisition. They're not They're not ergonomic. They're toys. That's all they are. They're toys. If you want to rock a bolt action for your safety, you are a bigger man than me. But there was also, I guess, a huge freaking ruling out of the courts that slapped down the ATF on FRT triggers. So we might be seeing FRT triggers coming back to the market. That is news. News that's new and improved. I wouldn't necessarily say new. I mean, no one's going to say that an AR is anything new and special, but modern. Yeah, it's we got to rock with reality, and reality is, it's actually why I went with an AR-10. First off, I'm not terribly impressed with 5.56. I know I'm a FUD. Give it up, whatever. 308's got the punch. Yeah, and the courts smacked the ATF down. FRTs are probably going to be here to stay, which is good. I'm all about it. I'm not a big toy person. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a tool. Not a big toy person. Bump stocks I thought were just terrible. I tried shooting one. It was, if you want to play full auto, I working within the law, because we have to advocate for the law. No one should be out breaking the law. No one should risk the federal government, the Eye of Sauron, coming down on you and throwing you in their personal cage. Don't fucking do it. They will. You ain't got a chance. The kid in freaking Virginia got thrown in prison for having machine guns because he had parts kits. ATF approved parts kits for machine guns, and they threw him in prison for having machine guns. What's his name? Chris, CRF Firearms, I think it was, thrown in prison for the auto key card. Don't chance it. They'll throw you in prison. They've got the lawyers, they've got the resources, they've got the money, and they got the corruption. They'll throw you in prison. Right? So don't tempt them. That's what they want. But I'm sorry. Swalwell can have all the atomic bombs he wants. Ain't a military in the world going to drop an atomic bomb on us. Freaking Biden can have all the F-16s he wants. I don't think there's a pilot in history that's going to go against our people. And if you don't know much about history, Korea was pretty much lost with overpowering army of people armed with bolt-action rifles. We had M1 Garands and M1 carbines for the most part, and I think that may be a little early for the M14, but yeah, we had superior firepower, the superior firepower that put freaking Germany down, and then we lost in Korea. And let's not forget Vietnam. They were mostly fielded with AK-47s, but still a lot of guerrilla fighters running bolt actions in Vietnam. So yeah, it's work smart. Make sure your tool works. And I like the punch of 308. 308's got a good punch. So I went with an AR-10. And I recommend anybody that's not small, kind of a tie. Yes and no. I mean, we pushed the communists all the way to the border of China, then lost all the way back down to the 38th parallel. The tie part was probably advantageous for us, not them. But yeah. But that's what numbers do. And I can tell you, the numbers willing to stand up and protect this country way outweigh the standing military. So, and I hope that day never comes. That day should never come. As far as I'm concerned, gun control's dead. You know, if they, yeah, human waves work. They absolutely work. It's numbers. It's a numbers game. It's the game that China plays. China has the numbers. And we have the numbers too. Don't ever forget that. But don't run afoul of the law. Keep your head down. Keep your guns ready. Because nothing like that footage of the southern border is scarier than seeing, you know, young military age men with military haircuts. Because it's not a good sign. All of them rocking backpacks. How many of those backpacks are checked? Not many. So, gun control's dead. Don't come talk to me about gun control. You don't want to protect the fucking nation. You don't want to protect the fucking borders. Giving away all of our freaking. You know, I've got friends that are in military now, and dude, it's probably worse now than it was during the stand down in the 1990s when, you know, our military was thin. It was very thin. We didn't have most of the stuff we needed. And while I'm not a huge fan of the military industrial complex, it's kind of a double-edged sword. You know, it's kind of why you need a government, need leadership, even though, you know, our leadership is the level of a potato salad right now. Can you imagine that freaking Fetterman come out and said we're not sending our best and brightest to freaking Washington? Of all the people to realize that and say it. You know, if it's obvious to Fetterman, yeah, I think he's absolutely right. We're not sending our best and brightest to Washington. We've got TikTok dancers and freaking communists. I don't know. I don't know if it'll swing hard. That's going to be like, swing where? I mean, I'll throw it out there. There's not a chance in hell I'm going to vote for a Democrat of any stripe. They're all liars. They're all despicable. Ain't going to happen. But can I really support any of the freaking spineless Republicans that just want to go and fail. Like, it literally seems to me like most of the Republicans want to be the minority party so they can just sit there and not be held accountable, not actually have to govern, not actually have to lead. And just look at the stupidity in the fight going on in the House right now. Like, what would a bigger majority do? It would probably elect another freaking lying speaker to go back on his promises, not hold any accountability, not. Which way is it going to swing? I don't fucking know. I can tell you the discontent with the Republican Party is within the Republican Party almost as big as the freaking disdain that they have for Democrats. We're not electing anybody worth a fuck. Well, yeah, I mean, we're going to have to reduce her down to merely body parts to find shit that's worth a fuck. I'm honestly surprised with her entire freaking squad. Talk about the Riri squad. I'm actually surprised she didn't come out saying all kinds of her vulgar, useless college talking points about this whole fight in Israel. I was really expecting her to, but yeah, you know, if I'm looking for a piece of ass, I ain't looking in Congress. Make AOC a mommy. Oh, don't you remember that crying video that she'll never know motherhood because global warming is ruining the earth for all the children? I would feel sorry for the children. Do we really want children being raised by people like that? Dear God Almighty. We'll have an army of little freaking Greta freaking Thunbergs running around. Oh my God. We're destroying the environment. Give me a bloody break. It's going to be the next thing to go in the freaking ash bin of history is this whole global warming green bull crap. And I'm glad it is. Like, I don't know if you've seen the videos, the people trying to block the highways in like Europe and mostly I think it's England and Germany. Man, drivers are getting out and beating ass. Like, I'm all for it. Protect the liver at all costs. But yeah, it's I got to tell you, it's a wild world out there. We're not sending our best and brightest. But then again, would our best and brightest even show up? My God. Look, I'm a midwit. No mixing bones about it. I've got enough functional brain cells to probably know what's right and wrong. That's about it. I'm not at all any kind of freaking shining freaking beacon of intelligence. But my God, if you've got the brain, you gonna sacrifice for Washington? Holy shit, man. You know, everybody that I know that is intelligent, they're making their way in life. That's it. And we're the army of midwits. We're smart enough to see the bullshit. But we ain't got no fucking answers. I ain't got no answers. Try blocking a highway in rural Idaho. I think we call that roadkill. Yeah, I mean, who wants that? Who wants that garbage? Besides, I mean, let's be honest. They're not actually doing the work. It's all the staffers. It's all the fucking statists. It's all the those motherfuckers don't write bills. Are you fucking kidding me? I want to know the last time a freaking congressman or senator wrote a bill. Wrote it themselves. That's their job. Not peddle someone else's work. That's their job. I don't know the last time. I can't tell you. I'm not shitting on myself to go there. Not a chance. And then we see Brandon Herrera. Props, brother. I don't have that in me. Not a chance. Yeah. I'm sorry. You know, there's no virtue in power. None. It's all abuse. I've never seen anybody with any power that used it in any type of virtue. It just doesn't happen. I'll tell you this, when it comes to the corrupt fucking government, I got a fucking answer for that. I'm sick of these fuckers getting rich, fucking bloated, and fucking all this off their insider trading and bullshit. You want to put an end to it? IRS puts an end to it. Period. The end. You want to trade stocks? Taxed at 90%. Period. The end. Nothing more. You want to trade stocks? You announce your stock buys the fucking minute you buy them on social media. You put it on Twitter. I bought this. I bought that. I sold this. I sold that. And when you sell it, 90% taxed. Period. The end. I'm done. You can't stop them. You can't stop them from buying and friggin' selling stocks. You can't prohibit that. That would fall unconstitutional day one. You can't freaking. You can't. You know, even if they were able to stop them, there's nothing stopping them from telling their kids, "Hey, buy this. Hey, sell this." Yeah, stop. I don't think the stock market's a racket. I think how it's orchestrated is a racket. The stock market is a great thing. It really is. I think how it's used and abused, mostly by our government, that's the racket. Just like anything monetarily. But there you go. You want to put an end to their fucking bullshit? You want to put an end to them just fucking walking in the door and cashing fucking millions day one? Fine. Trade all you want. You know, I will even give you immunity. You have sole immunity from any prosecution for insider trading. Sole immunity. But you're taxed at 90 fucking percent. And all your trades have to be publicly announced when they happen. Period. You break either of those two laws, federal prison, and I mean for a long time. You know, the best stock traders in the world are United States fucking congressmen. And I'm talking by leaps and bounds. There is no, it's not by a little bit. We're talking by miles. These people are the best stock traders in the world. Oh, I had to turn off my heater. It's a little chilly here in Colorado today. We're getting that cold snap. But yeah, I don't think we can stop them from buying and selling stocks. But we can sure make it painful for them. Oh. Oh. So, I don't know. Like I said, I'm a midwit. I don't know shit. I know what I see, I know what I read, and I know what I hear. And with us in such turmoil in Congress, who's getting fucked? That should honestly lead the daily news every day. Just turn on the news. Here's the news from Washington. Who's getting fucked today? Unbelievable. But today we're safe. Thankfully, nobody did anything asininely violent yesterday. At least nothing on any scale that's noticeable. And we live for another day. So we get to just watch what other people are doing at this point. I'll tell you, the world just seems fucked. There's not going to be an easy answer, and there's not going to be an easy way out. I just hope we can avoid World War III. That's my only hope. There's too many atomic arms have proliferated too far. All it's going to take is one asshole. Not a huge fan of the entire nuclear bullshit. I live right down the street from one of the nastiest sites in North America. It used to be called Rocky Flats. It's where they made the plutonium triggers for the atomic bombs. Horrifically contaminated, piss poorly managed, run like the freaking mafia, dumping shit, not taking care of shit. Horrific contamination everywhere. We're not responsible enough to play with that stuff. Like when it comes down to it, I used to ride motorcycles. I don't ride motorcycles anymore. Why? Because I'm not responsible enough on a fucking motorcycle. I'm going to kill myself on a motorcycle. That ain't responsible. So, to make sure my children actually have a parent, I took myself out of the Darwin pool. Is what it is. Love riding motorcycles. Love it. Still have a few. Don't ride them. Because I just, it's too easy to be stupid on a motorcycle. And that's a tempt that seems to get me more than not. Yeah. In more ways than one. If you've never seen, there's an interesting documentary floating around the interwebs called Atomic Bombs Over Nevada. The Nevada test site was just north of Las Vegas. And there's actually a lot of iconography in Las Vegas about the time when they used to test atomic bombs just north of Vegas. Most famously, the atomic liquors. But yeah, you could actually see mushroom clouds rising over the Las Vegas Strip in Nevada. We used to test atomic bombs right near Las Vegas. There's a good chance that John Wayne was actually contaminated and got cancer because he was filming just off to the side of the Nevada test site, filming a Howard Hughes film called The Conqueror. And if you ever want to see the worst acting in the world, how about John Wayne playing Genghis Khan? Holy mother of God, the worst movie ever made. But it's highly likely that he got cancer because of filming there. And the cancer rate among the people who filmed there is actually staggeringly high. Yeah, they absolutely did. They used to have watch parties. It was no secret. There's photographs, there's video, there's all kinds of stuff of atomic bombs going off north of Las Vegas. Um, the Have you ever heard of Castle Bravo? The Castle Bravo test, one of the first thermonuclear bombs um, of large scale that we created completely by accident. We thought that one portion was inert, and it actually turned out to feed, and got a hell of a whopper out of it. It was on Bikini Atoll, but ooh, it was a monstrous explosion. I have never heard that before. John Wayne carrying a Mosin. I may have to go try to find that. Yeah, John Wayne was a good actor as long as he was playing something that was cowboy. Whenever he strayed from cowboy, it was terrible, horrible. He could not act anything other than cowboy. But yeah, that's uh yeah, we had a lot of bad times when it comes to atomic weapons, atomic waste, atomic reactors. There's stories, and I used to know them about the Chicago Pile One under the football field of University of Chicago, possibly. Okay, okay. You know, Cowboys, military, still not that much of a stretch. Genghis Khan was a huge stretch, and it showed big time. But yeah, the whole football field was contaminated because of Pile One in Chicago. Um, I can't even remember all the stories. I mean, there was the uranium processing plant in uh, Kentucky. There was, the plutonium plant up in Washington, um, Rocky Flats right here in Colorado. I mean, we're not responsible with what we're creating. And, if we were, it'd be a whole nother story, but we're just not. We just, we choose the wrong path way too much. Yeah, it just makes them more valuable today, my friend. Never shot a trapdoor Springfield. I don't think I've ever seen one in person. Colorado's not a good spot for old military rifles, but yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of nuclear much of anything. I mean, Fukushima was a great example. Like, everybody points to Chernobyl, everybody points to 3 Mile Island. 3 Mile Island was a hiccup. It was catastrophic for what it was, but it was blown horrifically out of portion. Um, Fukushima was actually probably the best test case for why we're not responsible enough for anything nuclear. And they sat on reports for something like 9 years saying that the seawall wasn't high enough, the generators being in the basement could be overswamped by a tsunami, that endless things. And then what happens? Everything that they said, and they took 0 steps to doing anything about it. Sorry, we're not responsible enough with the technology. And I'm glad Fukushima was actually contained. Like, good God, Chernobyl was the worst of the worst. Chernobyl was horrific. But even at that, Chernobyl, its immediate devastation of the people, it didn't happen. People were irradiated, people got cancers, people died. It was horrific. But the scale and the death were skewed badly. The scale was enormous, and the deaths should have been enormous too. And I don't think I don't think it was as deadly as it very well could have been. To play devil's advocate, we had a 22-inch natural gas line, like 4. Holy mother of God! 22-inch gas line? That's epic. Yeah. Speaking of natural gas, have you ever heard of Operation Plowshare, where the U.S. government said, "Hey, atomic weapons can be used for civilian uses as well." Right up in Rifle, Colorado, they tried popping a natural gas well with an atomic weapon, and it worked. It actually worked, and it activated the gas, and the gas coming out of it was now radioactive. Yeah, it was right down the street from my family ranch, my grandfather's ranch in Rifle. So, yeah, we're dumbasses, is what it is. The shining point is, look at our military. Our military has a flawless record of caring for nuclear everything, from nuclear weapons, well, except for broken arrows, plane crashes you can't really account for, but maintaining nuclear weapons and all of the nuclear powered naval vessels, they've done a fantastic job maintaining all of that completely incident free. And that really has to say something when we when we have civilian anomalies happening with reactors all around the country, all around the world. Most of the time, you never hear about them, but they are plentiful. But yeah, it's kind of staggering how we can run all these nuclear powered ships incident free for decades, and reactors are constantly hiccuping. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's, I mean, at that point, it's basically like a nuclear hand grenade. I mean, it was very, very compact, and it didn't shoot far. But let's be honest, it's not the only thing that like, there's video of a high altitude test burst with people standing at ground zero. Like, we were dumb. We still are. I don't. That's why I love nuclear. Nuclear is it's magic in the making. It is fantastic energy. It is everything that's great, and we are not responsible enough to fucking play with it. And we need to accept that. Like everybody keeps saying we need to start building more reactors, and it's like we're not responsible enough. You know, if you can guarantee human beings will be responsible, computers won't be hackable, that I'm sorry, I don't believe we're responsible enough to play with it. And that's just my opinion. Like I said, I'm a midwit. I don't know shit. I don't know nothing. Oh yeah. Oh dear God. Yeah, it's not the masses that were the stupid ones. It was the actual scientists. It was, the people in charge. Yeah, we were told, oh, it's fucking nothing. It's great. It's safe. It's blah, 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 blah. No. Oh God, no. There's a town here in Colorado. The whole it was built up right around a uranium mine. They used the tailings of the uranium mine to build the foundations for basically the entire freaking town. They built buildings on radioactive freaking rubble. It's fine. It's totally fine. They're building houses around Rocky Flats right now. They knocked everything down. It's fine. Totally fine. Nothing to see here. Move along. Yeah, it's not the people. It's the people in charge. It's our leaders. There's 300 million people. Who cares about the fringes? Who cares about the... uranium prospecting was huge. It was huge. Absolutely. Everybody was looking for that. Everybody was looking for that uranium. It was big. Now I think we've got enough to last the rest of humanity already processed. Like the tons of uranium that has already been processed and just sits. It's immense. It is unbelievably enormous. Pretty much the only people who are looking for uranium anymore are despots and dictators. They want their bombs. But yeah, it's crazy. The history of atomic energy is it's beautiful and it's terrifying. What we've done with it, God, it's so devastating. I don't know. I think it's all bad. I don't till we're responsible enough. I mean, the last reactor at freaking Chernobyl was only shut down in like 2003. They kept running the atomic plant at Chernobyl for almost 2 decades after the accident. Like we don't play with it smart. We really don't. And Chernobyl shows us that there's no plan if anything goes wrong. Look at Chernobyl today. Like the new safe confinement is amazing. It's beautiful. The engineering that went into building the new safe confinement building is absolutely mind-boggling. It's amazing. It's nothing short of amazing. But it's a tomb because we can't do anything with it. Even if we were able to dismantle it, what do you do with the dismantled pieces? There is nothing you can do with it. It's a permanent tomb. They say that this will confine it and until we can figure out step 2. We've been looking for step 2 for years. Until Chernobyl, step 2 was dig a big hole and push it in. The fuck? I don't know if the cores were depleted, or I know they had a project building there's a new bigger reactor site in Ukraine, which I believe is now under Russian control. But I thought they were waiting for that one to come online. But either way, yeah, the entire plant's packed full of fuel. You know, I I don't know. It is what it is. We can't go without electricity. Good God. You know. Ah. I would love to travel to the exclusion zone. Like that for me would be an awesome vacation. But I guess now, ever since that HBO miniseries, that's become, kind of the go-to vacation spot for adventurous people. And it's like, how many of them you think are taking freaking dosimeters and Geiger counters with them? There's some scary shit in that exclusion zone. Actually, if you've never seen, there's a guy on YouTube, Kyle Hill. He's traveled in and out of the exclusion zone many, many times. Um, he just put out a video about the dogs of Chernobyl. Just pretty cool that the animals that have made it pretty much unscathed. I mean, I'm sure their life expectancy is very, very short, but they seem to be alive and happy. It's a brutal place. But what do we do with it? I hypothesized years ago with friends that were much smarter than me. Why don't you dump it in a subduction zone in the ocean? Water is a great insulator from radioactivity, but dump it in a subduction zone where it'll get sucked back into the mantle of the Earth. So let's face it, that's where it all came from. But how do you get it there? Chernobyl's going to be the test case, and so far we're failing that test. We're coming up on 30 years. No, good God, no. We're coming up on 40 years. Yeah, 40 years. Fuck. I remember watching it on TV when I was a kid. That was scary shit. No idea what nuclear was. No idea what a reactor was. Oh my God. But it's on the news. What the fuck? And just sitting there, just stupid and in awe. Oh yeah. It's been haunting my entire life. What do we do with it? Well, we got to stop driving cars because oil's killing the earth. We got to stop powering power plants with coal because it's killing the earth. Pretty sure Chernobyl's going to do us in too. Oh shit, man. I remember sitting in front of the TV, and I was like 10 when it happened. It was literally right at my birthday. And I remember sitting there when it was announced that they picked up radiation in Sweden, and it made it to the news. And it was like, the fuck is radiation? What the fuck? Satellite imagery? Something blew up? What is radiation? Why is it blowing up? And there's a cloud over Europe? And what? Oh, I mean, I was in school. I was like 10 years old. And, we were taught about East Germany and West Germany and da, 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 and I remember that shit from when I was 10 years old. It was scary as fuck because I'm too stupid to know what the fuck is going on. So I'm just sitting, I'm like, something bad. There's this radiation thing coming. And yeah, it's fucking terrifying. It really is. Thankfully, I mean, it could have been epically worse. But now do you just have a dead zone for the rest of human existence? I don't know. I mean, that's the worst case scenario, I guess, at this point. What technology can you realistically have to deal with it, to do anything with it? I don't know. But humanity will probably go back to fighting, and we don't have to worry about places like Chernobyl or Fukushima or anything. We'll just start another war and ignore the rest. I know there's some people living there. I don't know if I've not heard about settlers, but I know some people live there. I know there's a large contingent of government officials, police, military, and stuff like that that try to control it, but it's been weird because um, they've had a lot of theft from Chernobyl, and that's kind of scary too because people are stealing metal to recycle to make money, and that metal goes into a pot of a whole bunch of other metal and gets spread around, and that radiation gets spread everywhere. Like, it's God, I don't even want to think about it. How much of it made it to China, and then China reprocessed it and shipped it to America, and then we started building cars out. How many cars are radioactive because of Chernobyl? Uh, it is, and you know, the one thing I wish is that we had an answer, that it didn't have to be just there. A thing happened. Don't go near it. But I mean, even if you could get down and start dismantling the buildings, what do you do with the elephant's foot? You can't go near it. Can't can't do much with it. It's just sitting there. It's the worst kind of time capsule. Yeah, you can. It's it at one point it was probably on par with Pompeii, where it's just a snapshot in history. But I think a lot of it's been rifled over and looted. The videos I've seen, it's kind of a dump at this point. Um, Adventurers and looters have been through and done their thing, and there's not a whole lot left. Uh, kind of carcasses of buildings and just trash everywhere. Still love to see it. It's a piece of our history. To me, that's as reverent in our history as like Pearl Harbor. Yeah, it really is. It's Pompeii was very, very interesting, you know, and taught us a lot. You know, now we have our own for this century, for this generation, And it's the wrong kind of time capsule. It really is. But someday I hope we figure out that puzzle, because it ain't getting any better. Well, I guess it is actually getting better with time, because it slowly decays, but uranium takes a long time before it's safe. Whole long time. Speaking of that, there's a really cool video on YouTube that I saw. Guy shooting duds ammunition. If you've never heard of it, it's depleted uranium, small caliber rounds. And he had, I think, 2 308 duds rounds from like the 1980s. Depleted uranium 308 rounds. I don't know if I'd be playing with that. From what I understand, depleted uranium gives off alphas, which, as long as you're not eating it, won't penetrate the skin. Safe to a point. Like the elephant's foot, I think you couldn't be exposed for like 15 seconds when they discovered it. I think it's up to like an hour now. Yeah, uranium is hardcore. But I don't know if I'd shoot it. Yeah, it's some wicked stuff. I mean, can't we just use tungsten? Come on now. Oh, I don't know. There are no answers. We'll just start another war. It's all right. Ooh. I don't know if I would. Because I would imagine that the smoke that comes out of the cartridge would be activated and radioactive. And that's an entry point, even though it is alpha. If you breathe that in, alpha inside your body is probably the worst you can have inside your body. And ooh, that's a gamble, my friend. I don't know if I'd shoot it. I honestly don't know. I haven't checked my local prices of uranium lately. So, yeah. Happy times, as always. I would just use tungsten. I don't know. But nobody comes to me for answers. It's a good thing. It's a very good thing. Oh, I have no answers. Just questions. And I'm getting old enough to bitch about it. Probably closer to get off my lawn bitching than I am about finding answers to anything. But I think at this point we should all be like that. God damn, I am getting old. Fuck. Oh, hard times are coming. Hard times are coming. Keep getting these freaking news articles about how bad the economy's doing. All the freaking signs are just pointing towards freaking economic ruin. Good news. We need some good freaking news every now and again. Yeah. Yeah, nobody likes my answers. Well, probably why nobody asked me for an answer. Good news. We need fucking good news. My God. You know, I was growing up during the freaking end of the Cold War. I remember how much people celebrated stuff like the space shuttle and freaking science and technology and Like there was always something like to be proud of and to revere. And my God, nowadays we just I don't know if I'm just old and freaking grumpy or what, but I don't see anything to cheer about. Like everything's gone to I don't know. I could just be getting old. I could just be uh, getting to the grumpy age, but had a box of what? Had a box of what? Now I'm curious. Don't tell me they had a box of freaking depleted uranium ammunition. See, now you got me all curious. You derailed my train. I don't remember what I was talking about. Old age. My brain's too easily derailed. Ugh. No. No, I wouldn't load CS gas into anything. CS, that's tear gas. No, I wouldn't. Not a fan of tear gas. I got tear gassed in the military. That wasn't fun. And they made it not fun. They're really good at making it not fun. We've done everything. Come on now. My dad told me when I was young, he was like, if you come up with a good idea, it's been done. All right. There's a way to stifle a creative mind right there. Fuck, why do I need to think? Everything's been done already. That was before the bloody internet. Fuck, he was wrong. There's actually throughout ammo history, there's some wild freaking ammo. Actually, the ones I really like are Sabos. I think Sabos are really freaking cool. But eh, expensive ammo. Just really expensive ammo. There's a place right down the street that's got World War II 30-06 explosive ammunition. And they've just got it on display. They won't sell it. Oh, flechettes. Those were really cool, but I don't think they were actually practical. Like I've seen people shooting them, and it just seems like little darts. They don't actually seem to like bury themselves into you. It just seems more like acupuncture than actually like defensive weapon. And I don't think I want to give anybody acupuncture that's breaking into my house. I always really like the have you seen the ball and chain ammo for shotguns? That I think is actually really freaking unique, but every time I've seen it shoot, it doesn't actually do it. Oh yeah, black tips used to be like everywhere. Like old surplus black tips were just I mean, they were common as chewing gum. Nowadays they're bloody expensive. I think I've seen them like 10, $15 a round. Oh, yeah, that's expensive shit. I think the black tips are actually tungsten penetrators. I think they're tungsten core copper jacketed. I think that's where I got the idea of tungsten. Uh, I could be talking out of my ass, but I think that might be where the tungsten shit came from. Yeah. Uh, meh. The the Mosin, the creative Mosin ammo is neat to collect. I've got a bunch of old. Um, oh, the black ones are the exploding. Okay, I was thinking black ones were just the penetrators. Because yeah, you had a penetrator and then you had an exploding. But I believe, according to wartime law, I believe the exploding ammunition was strictly for aircraft use only. You're not allowed to actually field explosive ammunition in soldiers' rifles. How many of those laws you think were actually followed? Hungarian light ball. I've got uh, just out of reach. It's either Hungarian or Bulgarian. Oh, one of the two had brass cased heavy ball that is really good, and I managed to snag a spam can not too long ago for $100 of brass case lead core heavy ball. That is the historical record. But the law says you're not allowed to do that. Yeah, that exploding ammo is strictly for aircraft use only. Yeah, I've got some steel case light ball, and again, I think I got about a spam can's worth, pretty cheap. I think I got it for like $70 for the light ball, not too long ago. And then the brass case heavy ball, and that I believe is supposed to be the best heavy ball ammunition. I have no idea what the light ball ammunition is. It was it all came in the little white boxes. Um, um, so I have no idea what the maker, which country actually made it. Oh, phew, Jesus! The Serbian Civil War was brutal. That was that was almost as bad as the stories about the civil war in Rwanda. That's just mm. Yeah. The Serbian civil war was brutal. That Seeing that on the news every night was not comforting as a child. But yeah, I try to keep an eye out for the brass case um, surplus, because that the heavy ball brass case, and I believe it's Bulgarian. Um, that's supposed to be some of the best heavy ball ammo, and I don't know, when it comes to light ball ammo, I've not had great success with much of it. Um, I don't know why, but I got that stash over there to test in my Mosin so we can see exactly how accurate um, generic unbranded surplus could be in your rifle. I would love to test the 7N1, the actual 1980s developed sniper ammunition, but that stuff's getting really expensive, and I don't think it's good enough to command the prices that it's getting. But How do I know? I don't know nothing. I just like shooting. That's it. Actually, I like building guns, and then I like shooting them. Yeah, 7 and 6, I believe that was, if my memory serves me, which it probably doesn't. Is that the 5.45 really good stuff, or is that the replacement for the 7 and 1? I can't remember. Too much to remember. I keep trying to remember stuff. I'm going to forget my kids' names. Oh. But actually, now that I think about it, the 7 and 6, I believe that might be the replacement for the 7 and 1 54R. So, well, I think we're going to call it a wrap, guy. I hope you have a great day. You know what? I will catch you again another time. I got to bail to get to a dinner party. My son turned 18 yesterday, so we're going to go rock a dinner party. I'll catch everybody another time. Y'all have fun. Peace out.